So, but I was talking for ages and I was muted. Hello. Am I not muted anymore? Hi. Good. Okay. I can see the microphone is working. Thank you so much for telling me that I was muted. Oh, there's too many messages coming in. Can you hear me now? Can you definitely hear me now? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. There's a delay. Is there still no sound? We hear you now. Okay, good. I was like, the delay is mad, and I was like, okay, I can't tell if people can actually hear me yet because on my side it's showing up as hearing, but I didn't know if it's on your side. So, let's start this again. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. I don't go live very often on my own, so I'm like, oh, okay. But I wanted to have a chat, say hello to everybody, talk about my book. We can slightly hear you. Is it quiet? I can put the volume up a bit. Is this better? Okay, so basically I wanted to come and talk about my book, Everything You Need to Know About the T and LGBT, the book that is called The T and LGBT, Everything You Need to Know About Being Trans. So I'm just happy to answer any questions that any of you might have and just kind of be here to chat to you. Okay, cool. I'm good now. Great. I really appreciate you telling me that it was muted. Um, that's great. I did a whole spiel before. I was not unmuted. So that just ruined the beginning. So yeah, any questions? I don't know how to start this. I've never done this before. Did you record the digital version? Yes, and I see the question underneath is, will there be an audiobook version? Yes, there will be an audiobook version, and I recorded most of it, but Shaba also recorded some bits as well. There's little tips in there for allies, which Shaba did the audio recording for. It just felt very cute, and I'm really pleased to have her on it as well. So I'm hoping that's gonna be good. If you want to check it out, the link is the pinned comment at the top, so you can have a look there. And this is what it looks like. It's not the actual book. I think this is a book on yoga or something. It's just a dummy copy, so I could see the cover. But yes, that is the book for anybody that's not sure. How many trans allies did you approach for this book? So the allies ones were written from partly my perspective, but a lot of it from Shaba's perspective, and there's also a little bit from my mum in there as well. I mostly contacted quite a lot of other trans people to have their voices because I felt like that was the most useful kind of info to have in there. Amazon only. So it's currently only on the UK version of Amazon, but if you are not in the UK, you can go on the main link, and there's like 4 different options for where you can buy it. And if you go on Blackwell's, that offers free international shipping. So yes. I have ordered both hardcover and audio version. Well, thank you. What does that mean? Gifted 50 memberships. John Weiss? Is that how? Excuse me? Is that serious? Oh my god. Thank you. Sorry, that threw me. I was like, I'm here to talk about book, and then somebody's been incredibly generous. Thank you, John, so much for that. Whoa. Okay. Welcome, new members. Thank you so much. Damn. Okay, I'm just gonna get back in headspace for book. Thank you. Wow. Will it be in paperback? Yes, it's currently hardback, the digital one, whatever that's called, Kindle type book, and audiobook, but there will be a paperback at some point. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, that is a lot of memberships. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Any more questions? I'm gonna see if I can find some. Is audiobook going to be on Spotify as well? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not sure where audiobooks normally go. It's definitely available on Amazon at the minute. That's where you can get the audiobook version. How long did you take to write the book, drafts and all? Okay, so I think I was writing it for, it was like 7 months to do the first draft. I think I had like 6, 7 months. And then that was submitted just like literally the night before Shab and I went on honeymoon. So like beginning of December to now. Yeah, so that's cool. John, you're most welcome, Jamie. This is how I get straight back at transfer. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, John. Wow. That's very sweet. Does it talk about non-binary people? Yes, absolutely. There is non-binary people are included and discussed throughout the book, but there is a specific chapter just all about being non-binary, advice for non-binary people, learning more about what it means to be non-binary, and a lot of the contributors as well are non-binary. So yes, there's a lot of inclusion there. That was very important to me. So I hope that that is a good thing. Hey Spectral, catching me live for the first time. I think this is one of the few times I've ever gone live on YouTube, so hello. This makes me want to continue writing cursed fan fiction. Cursed fan fiction about what? I'm curious. How long does a book take you to write from inception to publication? Yeah, so I don't think I finished answering that question. It was probably about like um a year. A year, maybe? I think so. It was stressful, and I have to say, this book never would have happened if it hadn't been for Sharper. Like, seriously, would just not have happened. Um, is it for all gender questioning people? This book is literally for anybody who wants to learn more about being trans, like identities, gender. Even if you're questioning, the whole first chapter is about like you think you might be trans, like, and then some advice on that. Oh, Sky, thank you so much for that. How many orientations will be in the book? Like, what kind? What in terms of orientations do you mean? I'm curious. Jamie, you've helped me a lot. Thank you for what you've done. Oh, Xander, you're very welcome. I don't deal well with compliments of people saying thank you, but I do really appreciate it. I just get very awkward. I think I'm too British. Do you still get money if I use the free Audible option? I have no idea, but use the free Audible option. That's not what matters. I want people to read. I just want people to read, listen to the book, however they can, because I just want everybody to feel that they can access this kind of information. Does Noah say anything in it? No, Noah does not say anything in it. I specifically wanted to get like a really broad range, and this is not. I'm assuming you're talking about. No offense, love Noah. Like, I tried to avoid just going to my friends that are trans to have them involved. I wanted it to be from like a very broad range of voices, and seeing as I was writing it from like the perspective of like a white binary trans man who'd had double incision surgery and all of that stuff, I wanted to kind of explore outside of that demographic for contributors and make sure that I got a lot of different people involved. And yeah, not that I have anything against now, obviously. You wrote a book. Yes, I know. I can't believe it either. That is mad. I always wanted to write a book, and now I have, and it's a real book. They're just for anybody who wasn't here. This is what it looks like. I'm very pleased with the cover. I wanted it to be like a subtle transfer color, and he said cover again, but it had to have yellow in it. Obviously, it had to have yellow in it, right? And then there's a photo on the back and all the information. Yeah, I just honestly, I'm very proud of it because it's. I don't know. I wrote the book that I wanted to read when I was like 16 and figuring it out, or maybe even earlier, and something that maybe would have helped me realize things a little bit. So I guess that's what I'm hoping it will help with. When you posted the vid saying about it, I pre-ordered it. Thank you so much. Jamie, have you met Sean Fay? I have actually. We did a panel thing together a little while back. She's lovely. She has amazing things to say. What's your favourite part of the book? Oh, that is an unfair question. I love all of it. No, I'm very happy with all of it. I personally really am quite proud of the myth busting section. I think there's a lot of info in there that I'm really hoping will be very useful for trans people and people wanting to understand the trans community more and be more accepting and better allies. But the myth busting section in particular, I break down the myths that like a lot of TAFs say, right? And like the whole like crap said about like children being forced to transition and stuff. So I'm really hoping that will help like break those myths down and mean that people can like go out and bust myths themselves if they want to, not that you ever should feel like you have to, and just that it can help people who aren't trans reading the book realize like how pervasive some of these myths are. So I'm like, oh yeah, that was an important section. Oh, that does sound fun to write about. Yeah, I hope it's fun to read. Are the gifted memberships done? I don't know. I'm hearing like a little ping every time one comes through. What are the rough topics covered in the book? So I wanted the book to kind of like take you on a journey, and it's something that you can read in order or like you can dip in and out of at any point. But it starts at like the very beginning of like, are you like maybe questioning that you're trans? Like, is that the stage that you're at? These are maybe some of the things you're feeling, and then like going through like some of the advice related to that and my experience with that step, and then it's going to like, well, what do you do next? And then like things like coming out and medically transitioning, hormones and surgery, like how to deal with non-acceptance as well, and other things that have escaped my brain for now. Like the legal bits that you might want to change your name, and then some advice for like, what about after? Is there ever an after to a transition? And then things like myth busting and just some like trans joy to finish it off, you know. When will it be available in the US? It is available in the US now, like you can buy it, it's just not available on Amazon.com. So I'm pretty sure you can basically buy the book from anywhere to anywhere, but it's just Amazon UK only. So if you want it internationally, if you click on the link that is in the pinned comment and go on the second one down, somewhere called Blackwell's, they do free shipping to most places in the world. So hopefully that's helpful. Yes. Is it only available in English? Yes, currently. This is a question I've seen quite a lot. I don't know about translations. I don't really know how that works, but I will ask about it to see if that's something that's possible. I believe it is possible, but I don't know what the scope of it is in terms of this book. You should make Jammidodger bookmarks to go with the book. I like that idea. That is cool. So in terms of Amazon for the USA, we are working on it. Hopefully at some point, but I will let you all know when it is. Yeah, I saw another question. Are you gonna make a buy version of this book? Oh, probably not. I do talk about sexual orientation in the book as well, though, and like my personal journey with that, which is just a whole mess. My journey with sexual orientation was way messier than my journey with my gender. I guess for some people, like both will be complicated. Neither, like it's just all different, isn't it? Is there an audiobook? Yes, yes. There will be an audiobook. It's currently, I think the audiobook's only available from Amazon.co.uk, and I don't know if you're not in the UK if you can order it, but it's worth a go. Like check out that Amazon link if you want to see how to get the audiobook. Is it going to be sold in bookshops around the world? That is a good question. That is a good question. It's definitely in the UK, and also should probably mention there will be a few events around it, around like the release. So on the 25th, it's on my Insta stories. I do have the links. I should have got them up here actually. So there's an event in London, in Waterstones, in Foyles, sorry, on 25th of June. If you want to go to that, I can give you the link. 1 second. So this is where I'll be like talking about the book, answering questions like in person. I don't know how many. Why are you playing? I don't know how many tickets are available, but it's like 60 to 100 or something per event. So, oh, Dan, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Dan. I've just added you as a moderator. I very much appreciate that. That'd be so great. Thank you so much. We all know that most of his audience is transgender. Probably. I would be surprised if they weren't. Oh yeah, and then there's another event on the 29th, which is release day, 29th of June, in Brighton. So that's cool. We do meet and greet after. I think there is an opportunity. So they're both like Q&A talky things about the book, but then I think there is like time afterwards for meeting, signing, things like that. Yes. And then Trans Pride Brighton. I will be at Trans Pride Brighton on a stall for a little bit, doing book signings and meet and greet and stuff. So if you are going to Trans Pride Brighton this year, I will definitely be there. We do any other in real life things? Potentially, yeah. I don't know. This is just what's planned at the minute, so I guess we'll see. Oh, Life on Low. Thank you so much. I want to say congratulations on the book. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where is the Brighton event? It is. Hold on. It is in Waterstones. Hold on North Street. I don't know if that's helpful, but it's Waterstones in Brighton. Yeah, I am like nervous. I don't think I've ever done events like this, and I'm like, oh. So if anybody does want to come, I would really appreciate it because I'm kind of scared nobody is going to show up. So if you do want to show up, amazing. I'll be so happy to meet you and have a chat. So yes, please, if you can. Do you explain the LGBTQ jargon for readers who can be educated on the subject? Yeah, so like the whole book, quite like at the beginning of it is like a glossary of like all different terms to help people understand what they're about to read and like make sure that like all the terms are defined. Yes, I wrote a book. I can speak in sentences. Yeah. Is this a good book to have my mum see to help her understand stuff health-wise and also help her support me? I really hope so. Like, it's to be honest, I wanted it to be aimed at like anybody who just wanted to learn more. I want it to be accessible for trans people. Like, it is mostly aimed towards trans people. Like, I have written this book for trans people, but also I want it to be accessible to allies and people who are wanting to learn more. There's like a contribution in there from my mum as well, like advice from like parents to other parents and her experience when I first came out. So hopefully that kind of thing will help. Yes. What date in Brighton? So the 29th of June. So like right on release date, I'm in Brighton being like, woo, Jamie, I'm gay. Oh, Brandy, congratulations. I'm very happy for you. To which languages is it going to be translated? I am not sure yet. I will definitely ask this question and see what happens with that. I'm not sure. I feel like I missed a lot of questions. Hi from Bali. Hello. I got a ticket for London. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. Oh, somebody's actually got a ticket. I really appreciate that. Are you kidding? I bet there'll be loads of people. No, I am deeply insecure and lacking in self-esteem, so I'm just like so convinced that nobody will be here. Say hi to Shaba. I will do. I think she might be joining at some point this evening. I'm not sure. But yeah, like I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I think I'm just very excited and not used to doing live streams. Well, no, I'll do live streams. Like we live stream on Twitch, but I play a game. I don't talk very much, and now I feel a lot of pressure to keep chatting. Oh, hey, the collective Hayden. Thank you so much. Hey, Jamie, we've been on TV for 14 months, and it feels like I'll never go to a full top surgery or name change. Do you know of resources in the US? I personally don't. I'm really sorry. I think like kind of like knowledge of like the medical sides of things is pretty limited to like surface level about the States, and then it's mostly in the UK. But if anybody in chat does, can I direct you to providing a little bit of advice for the collective Hayden if you're up for it? Hopefully somebody can help out. I'm really sorry that I can't be of more help. Hey Jamie, do you have any advice for passing or bullies in the book or for the live stream? So I do discuss like the concept of passing or like not being misgendered. In the book I do have a chat about that and like a little bit of advice over what people can do, but like there's nothing that you have to do if you don't want to. And in terms of bullies, not specifically about like bullies, but like non-accepting people. I kind of go into that bit about like how to cope with that, my experiences with it, where to find support, that kind of thing. So hopefully that will help. I guess like the number one bit of advice I'd say, in terms of like passing and being gendered correctly, it's still about like what you're comfortable with. Like for me, I just like went super hard in and I was like, no, everything has to be like the most masculine it can be, and I was like really afraid of anything feminine in case it meant that I got misgendered. But like you don't have to do that. It's just like be yourself. And in terms of bullies, the way I found easiest to cope with it was to surround myself with supportive people, whether that's online, in real life. Just like there is support out there. It can just take a little bit longer to find for some people. Oh, I'm sorry, some people got ads. Hello, welcome back if you're back from ads. Did you have any other names you considered? Ah, yes, and I talk about this in the book as well. Jamie was not actually like the first name that I tried out. It's obviously the one I stuck with. But yeah, I did have some other names I considered. I had like a whole list. There was one that I tried out for a bit that just wasn't right for me. Like it was the one my parents would have called me if I'd been assigned male at birth. And I remember trying it and my mum was just like, this isn't right. This isn't you. And then like I settled on Jamie. And that's okay. Like you can go through as many names as you need to. Like it's a big deal. Like naming yourself or like choosing a new name as like an older person, like whether that's like teenager or adulthood or whatever. Yeah. Adrian, oh thank you for being a positive force. Oh, thank you so much. I hope I said your name right, but I really appreciate that. Chat screen seems kind of weird. Oh, I'm sorry. Is chat weird? That's annoying. How did you know Jamie was going to be your permanent name? I don't know. It just felt like right for me. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to like pick a name, but like it felt like it instantly suited me. But then like I settled on Jamie and I was just like, nah, this feels like me. So yeah. Names are hard, lol, yes. How did you decide on the title of the book? That is a very good question. So, the title of the book is actually the title of the book because that is how that's how I came out to Shaba. So, I like sat her down and I was like, "Do you know what LGBT is?" And she was like, "Yeah, I know what LGBT is." Like super confident, and I was like, "Well, I'm the T." I said that less confidently, and she was just like, huh? Well, what's the T? What's the T? So then I had to explain it. I thought it was being really smooth, and then it wasn't so smooth. But it worked out really well in the end, you know. But yeah, that is why the book is called that, because I'm cheesy. JD Creeper, thank you. Why does your business email say Jenny? Because Jenny is my person. That is my manager, so that's where the emails go to. That is not my email address. The first full week of Pride Month, I'm done with school. Oh, yes. That's such an awesome story. Thank you. So yeah, that explains the title of the book. I think I saw a question come up that asked if Shaba said anything in the book, which she does. So yeah, has Shaba written anything in your book, RE dating pre-transition versus post-transition? There's a whole chapter on dating and like contributions about dating. But Shaba's kind of done little bits throughout the book of like ally contributions and things. So like there's lots from Shaba, so which is how it should be. Do you address HRT and effects and stuff in the book? Yes, I talk all about testosterone and estrogen, and other people have contributed as well. Basically, like every single topic, other people have contributed as well. So there's like my personal story mixed in with kind of like factual information, and then all of that is mixed in with other trans people being like, hey, yeah, this was my experience, and this is what I feel about this thing, and there's like multiple contributors pretty much like per kind of major topic. So I'm really hoping it will be useful for a really broad range of like trans people. How many pages in the book? I think it's like 250-ish pages. Yeah. Are you gonna do like a video version of this stream? I'll probably leave this stream up on the channel, so this will be like available for people who couldn't make the stream live, and then I also have an announcement video about the book on the channel as well if you want to go check that out. Yeah. Hey Jamie, I'm a non-binary lesbian. Do you have any idea how to get people to use my real name instead of my dead name? It depends on, so something I always say that it's ultimately very disappointing is you can't like make people use the correct name pronouns for you, but I think it's about kind of like consistent gentle reminders, and also appreciating that even if people are really trying, it can take a little bit of time for people to like get used to it, because if we think of like pronouns in a name as a habit, people have to like break that habit, and it can be really tough. Like I completely understand how difficult it can be to hear the wrong name, but that's my advice, just kind of like gentle consistent reminders, and just accepting that some people will take a while to switch over. But I really hope there's nobody in your life who's deliberately using the incorrect name for you, because that would suck, obviously. Is the hardcover in large print? I don't think it is, but that is a question I can ask. Jamie, what do you think of the name Robin? Mother doesn't approve, but I really like the name. I think it's cute. Like I like that name. It's all about like it's your name at the end of the day, but I do see like where parents come from, because I guess for them there's like a sentimentality attached to it because they chose your dead name. But like at the end of the day, you are the one that is gonna get called that name, like probably for like the rest of your life. Not that there'll be any problem with you changing it again at some point if you wanted to, but I like that name. I like it. Sorry, I thought I saw a question. I can't find it. Hi Jamie, do you know if the book will be available to order on book websites in Sweden? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be available like on specific sites in specific countries, but I do know that if you go on to Blackwell's, which there's a link, for people who've been here for most of the stream, I'm really sorry some of this gets repetitive. There is a link at the top. I don't know why I'm pointing to the top there, because that's not where it is for you. It'll be like over in the chat. There's a link to like how to buy the book, and if you click on Blackwell's, that has free international shipping to pretty much most people. Oh, thank you for the donation, JD Creeper. Jamie, can gaps between injections prevent a proper voice drop? I'd say probably not. Really, like it's difficult to try and get like specific changes on testosterone. It's kind of just one of those things where like you go for the ride. I think if you take like a lower dose or you have gaps, the changes can be slower, but it won't necessarily stop changes from eventually reaching their full potential. Yeah, just always good to be aware. I love your cardigan. It has such ace vibes. Oh, wow, I like that. Giving some ace representation for the ace people watching. Yes, I really like this cardigan. Actually, it's one of my favorites. Thank you. I have a thing for ugly cardigans. If someone is dead naming you on purpose, my kids simply stop responding to the person until they use their real name. Yeah, like just, that's not my name. Don't call me by that name. I read a really good story one time about a trans person whose, I think their grandma just consistently kept deliberately dead naming them, and it was going on for a while. And so whenever they spoke to them, they just like picked a random like name, like Bob or Dave, and they just called their grandma by the wrong name every single time, and eventually she got the message and stopped naming them wrong, and that's how it worked for them. I don't know if it would work for everybody, but I just thought that was a cute story. Yeah. I love the t-shirt more because it has a beautiful butterfly print. Oh yeah, I like this t-shirt. Yes. How do I pick a name? So advice for names that I would give is like kind of like think about if you're naming a baby. Like how would you pick a name for a baby? Like look at name lists. Think about the names that you know of in real life that you like, that you know other people have. There's also an app that you can like. It's for like picking baby names with your partner. Where it's I think it's called is it called Kinder or something? It's like it's the same premise as Tinder, and you like swipe on the different names, but it gives you names of like all different origins and everything, and I just think it's really great. It gives them to you at random, so you're not just like scrolling through a big list in alphabetical order or anything. But yeah, I would literally just go look at name lists, write down a short list for yourself that you like, and then kind of try them out. JD, thank you so much. Really dumb question. There is no dumb question. What does it mean when you sometimes feel like a man and sometimes feel like a woman? Because I can't decide. Personally, that's not my personal experience. So I don't know. I don't want to speak too much on it. It's a perfectly valid way to feel. Um, it could mean that you're neither. It could mean that you feel a mixture of both. Like there's no need to decide or say that you are one or the other. Is perfectly okay. Um, so yeah, I would just like be very open to how you feel and be true to yourself. Yeah. I'm sorry if that was completely not useless, not useful. Um, what? How dare you stream during my afternoon nap? I'm so sorry for streaming during your afternoon nap. I would be very glad to. I love a good afternoon nap. I came out to my dad as non-binary recently, and he was overall accepting. Ah, I'm really happy for you. That's such a big step to take, and I'm glad that he was overall accepting. That's what we like to hear. In your book, do you talk about detransitioners who still support the trans community? Yes, I believe I mean, I'm like, I wrote the book, but yeah, I believe it's in the myth busting section, because detransitioners are often used as like a weapon against the trans community when trans people are just like, hey, some people detransition and that's okay. They still deserve support and acceptance for their journeys. Like, stop trying to say that detransitioners are hated by the trans community because they're not. So yeah, I kind of cover that as a topic. I love accepting parents. Yes, we love accepting parents. Are any of the names you were considering gender neutral? Like me? Why am I asking if is that a question for me? Is that a question for me? Oh, it could be for somebody else. I guess like Jamie is seen as a bit neutral in some places. I didn't realize that at the time because in the UK it's like a lot more like masculine related, but then in the States like there's like Jamie Lee Curtis and stuff, and yeah. Um, so I guess yes, and then I guess I picked one. Um, Selena, oh my goodness, thank you so much. That is way too generous. Hey Jamie, thank you for giving me the language to explain being trans to my dad. He was always well-meaning but a little confused about pronouns and transitioning and such. He has a trans co-worker and he knows sounds so much better because of you. That means so much. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really appreciate that, and I super appreciate that your dad sounds so like open-minded and willing to learn. Yeah, I feel like I'm really stumbling over my words, which I wouldn't normally do in my videos that are pre-filmed, but that's because I get to edit those bits out. But yeah, I guess you're hearing me stumble. Definitely not going to spend like $50 in several messages because I'm afraid of being JD Cooper. You don't need to spend. I'm really sorry that I can't see everybody or respond to everybody's message. I really wish I could. I'm trying. But please do not feel at all like you have to spend any money. It's incredibly generous of everybody, but um, there's no requirement to. I really try and keep an eye out for people's messages, even when you don't. It's just like from my end, obviously, it like pops up like massively big, but don't feel like you have to at all. JD, you did it again. Thank you. I actually knew a girl named Jamie, so take that. Yeah, yeah. The lefty boater, thanks for being you, not long realized I'm an egg. Oh, thank you so much. How are you? I am. I'm getting used to doing this. I was very nervous when I started this live stream. Honestly, I felt a wobble in my voice. I was like, this feels like I'm doing a public talk. What is up with me? I make videos for a living. You're all so lovely. Why am I nervous? But it's just, I don't know. I'm not someone who will just feel silence with chat. So I'm like, oh, what if nobody says anything? And I'm just like chatting to myself about nothing. Yeah. Did you find trouble experiencing your feminine side when you came out because you didn't want to be perceived as a girl? 100%. Oh my god. Yes. When I first came out, it's almost like I went back to like little kid me who rejected anything feminine in case that meant that people saw me as a girl. And when I first came out, I was like, oh no, I cannot go near anything that is remotely feminine. I have to change the way I talk and the way I act to be like super masculine so people like gender me correctly. Um, and I definitely felt like I overcompensated a lot in the beginning, but the further along I got in my transition, and I definitely say from, the between 6 and 12 months on T when my voice started really dropping and I became a lot more comfortable with myself, that kind of stopped, and it was really nice actually. Like I began to re-explore what I liked and what made me feel comfortable, and like I'll buy clothes from any section. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Clothes are clothes. Yeah, that's a really good question, and yes, I think it's very normal to. It's something that I've heard a lot of people experience. Does your book discuss being trans and religion, specifically Christian? Not particularly, not from the perspective of being a trans person who's religious, but it is like I do go into it a little bit in terms of why some people might struggle to accept. So, like, religion is not a valid excuse. There is no valid excuse to not accept trans people, or not at least be respectful to trans people. But I do kind of discuss how sometimes religion can be felt of as a barrier for people being able to accept, and it's like a process of unlearning for some people. Yeah. Sorry if this has already been asked. Is the book going to be available as a Kindle ebook? Yes, it is. It is available. It will come out the same day as all other versions on the 29th of June. I think that's available on Amazon.co.uk at the minute. You can get the Kindle version. Joey, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. I really do genuinely appreciate it so much. I feel very like I'm awkward. I don't know how to thank people for being so generous. My birth giver doesn't accept me. I'm so sorry. No, that's a really tough situation. The advice I can give is if there's any room for discussion or conversation that is calm and respectful, to try and instigate that, to try and help provide things that may break down that myth of you being brainwashed, but also for you to protect yourself as best as possible and to seek support elsewhere, and to make sure that you are surrounded by as many supportive people out there, because there is support out there for everybody. And it's just about finding it, whether that's in real life through friends or at work or at school, whatever situation you're in, or online, in online communities. You definitely have acceptance here, but I know how difficult it must be to be in that position, and I'm very sorry. Sky, thank you very much. Don't worry, it's not like you have hundreds watching. Oh yeah, like there's only like 2 people here, so I'm all good. It's okay. JD Creeper, thank you. That you don't have to. Something interesting that's been happening to me is that I thought that wanting to be a woman meant I was attracted to women and therefore straight. Yeah, the relationship between like gender and like discovering like your gender and where you're comfortable and sexuality was something that I found very like, what does this mean? I was definitely like a little bit of confusion, and like what's weird to me is like labels kind of switch. So like just before I came out as trans, I was identifying as a lesbian. Not because like I felt like that's who I truly was, but because that's what people assumed I was. So like, I don't know. Do you have a sore throat? No, I'm just nervous. This is just what I sound like when I'm nervous. And then it was a big journey, because then when I came out as trans, I was like, oh, I'm a straight guy now. Okay, yeah, that's who I am. And then eventually I was like, no, I'm bi, which is where I started when I was 14. So I was right. 14-year-old Jamie was right. Um, you've created a safe space for so many people. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm really, like, that means a lot to have been able to do that. I'm planning to give the book to my parents so they read it and hopefully become more respectful of my identity. I really hope it helps. I hope it helps. You deserve to have parents that are respectful of your identity. Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Teapot, have this virtual cookie. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for the virtual cookie. I really appreciate it, and thank you for your donation. That is very generous of you. And below average person becoming a member of the Spud Squad. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Spud Squad membership. I really hate being assumed to be a lesbian. Yes, it was uncomfortable, and I think it like definitely added to my personal confusion over who I was, because I didn't realize you could be trans at the time, and I was like, everybody's saying I'm this because of the way I am, but like this doesn't feel right to me, but then I don't know what that means. It was a time. Yeah. I feel so safe here. Thanks, Jamie. Thank you. I'm so glad. What name is better, Silas or Nix? I can't decide. Oh, I think they're both really cool. Silas makes me think of Silas Marner, which I had to read for English literature, but I don't dislike it. I do like Nix though. I think that's cool. But I don't know. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't want to give like a preference because I think they're both great. Did your PhD research help you in writing of the book? Yes. Yes. I think so. I did bring in some of the academic reading I had done as part of my PhD, and I guess like I could do a little bit from the perspective of like the sciencey bits. So yeah, I think that probably helped. And I was also I'd written a very very long piece of writing with my thesis before, so I was like, a book? I've done a PhD. No, I was not like that at all. Nobody. Thank you for the dollar. Really appreciate that. Does your book cover surgery options? Yes. So my book covers surgery options for like trans mass people, so things like top surgery and bottom surgery and like extras, and same for trans femme people. Like it covers lots of different surgical options. It doesn't go into like the most detail. Like there's several bits where it's like definitely go do your research as well. This is like a kind of kickstart to give the initial information on things, because I didn't want it to get like too technical with things like surgery and like get too medical. But yeah, there's like information about all the different surgical options, so hopefully that'll be helpful. Oh, JD, thank you. Here's something. I actually struggle with hygiene because I've been taught it was unmanly and that I don't have to be concerned about it. Oh. Yeah, I mean, that just sounds like classic toxic masculinity. Not from you, from like people teaching you that. Yeah, I guess like when kind of going on your own gender journey, there's a lot of unlearning to do, and a lot of the ways that like you've been brought up and like taught and told to do certain things based on your assigned gender that are like, actually, this is not quite the case. Yeah. But that is a very, very strange thing to be told is unmanly. But like, I don't know. I think I spent so much time in like subreddits, like other straights okay, that like that is the kind of thing that goes around. It's like you need to use the man's soap bar or nothing at all, and your man's soap bar has to smell like whiskey. That's the kind of vibe. Yeah. Is there an audiobook? Yes, there is an audiobook that Shab and I just very recently recorded. That was fun. I don't think I've ever read a book that quickly, and I had to read it out loud. So that was very interesting. Yes, let's say I don't have a sore throat, and I'm not actually nervous. This is just remnants from reading a whole book across a day and a half. So, oh, Eli, hi again. Does your book talk about chasers? Someone else said something, but I think you missed it. Yes, there is a little there's a little section about this kind of thing in the dating chapter. Yeah, I do cover that. Do you view yourself as a woman who transitioned to a man or a man who discovered himself? Personally, definitely a man who discovered myself. I see like my gender didn't change, so like I've always been a man. Yeah. Oh my god, we can see the chair. Yes, that's the chair. That's little plushy me. That's the wrong way I'm pointing. That's the little potato. Stay weird on air. That's like the whole corner. There's a lot of cushions and stuff. Oh, you can just see the corner of this chair. There's cushions and stuff on it at the minute. I have a cushion of a Jammidodger Sharper boy for me 1 year. Yeah, that is the chair. How fast did you read your book? It was like a day and a half. It was like, more like 11 hours. But out loud, I feel like it would probably be faster if you didn't have to read it out loud. What's a better name, Chris or Leo? I don't know. I don't know. I want to say Leo, but there's nothing wrong with the name Chris. Hello. We see that video office setup. Yes, I know this is like the whole setup. So you won't see these posters unless you watch our Twitch streams. You won't see these posters. So we've got Kill Bill, which was my choice, and well, they were both of them were both of our choices, but like Kill Bill, come on. And then Mean Girls here, and then here this one. This is where Shaba films, and this is her little shelf. And this plant is called Roberto, and he's a fake plant because Shaba had a real plant there called Roberto, but he died. So this is Roberto because he's Roberto number 2. Olivia, thank you so much. Hello, I'm an independent bookstore employee in Northern California, USA. Don't know if this was answered already, but when your book release in the USA, love watching your videos. Oh, thank you so much. Released in the USA, I know it's available for like individual purchase to the USA, and there's some places you can get free shipping. But I don't know about like kind of general release for bookstores. But I will look into that, and feel free to drop me a DM on Insta, in case I forget. Not that it's your job to remind me, but just if you wanted to drop me a DM and I can update you. JD, you really do not have to donate so much. Like this is too generous. Do you ever get the occasional intrusive thought about wanting to become a woman again, despite being much happier as a man? No, I don't get that. But that's not to say that there's nothing wrong with having those feelings. It's not something I personally experienced because, like, I guess for me, like gender was just very clear cut. As soon as I knew that being trans was a thing, I was like, okay, well that explains the way I feel like perfectly, and I've kind of never looked back. But not everybody has the same journey, and I kind of see myself as having just always been a man, but not just that I see myself. That is who I am. Yeah. Question: does the book talk about how to deal with transphobic friends / family? Yes. So there is like a coming out chapter, and then there's a chapter that covers kind of like what if there's not quite as much acceptance there as there should be. Yeah, just going into some personal experience that I've had and of other people, and then just some kind of like general advice on if that happens to you, which it shouldn't, but you know, just in case. How is Shaba doing? Shaba is doing good. She's very well. That's probably why I'm nervous, because I'm not good at doing things on my own. I'm always like, with Shaba, yeah. I'm NB, but okay with people calling me he, him, but I feel like everyone sees me as a cis man, and I don't know what to do. Help, do you have any advice or not? I think it's all about figuring out how that makes you feel. Like that's a bit like useless advice. I'm really sorry. If those are the pronouns that you are comfortable with, and that's what you feel suits you and how you like to be referred to, then I feel like it would be very difficult to stray from that to kind of. Okay, my advice would be do things for you and like how you feel internally, because there's very little control we can actual control we can have over how other people view you, and like there's no point straying from who you truly are, if you're in a position to be true to yourself. I know it's not always as easy as it sounds, but be yourself for you, and don't try and change for other people to appease them or fit with what they would expect from you. I don't know if that's really lame advice. I hope that helps a little bit. Yeah. Thank you, Partha or Parta? Or completely different. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Off topic, most South Asian thing you've done. Um, I don't, I don't know. It's like my wife is the person who's South Asian. I'm not really sure how to answer that. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on questions. Ben, hey Jamie, thanks so much for helping realize being trans is okay. I'm really glad I could do that for you. Honestly, it means so much. I think it's really awesome that you're a pro author now. Thank you. It's very weird. I would definitely not say pro. No, there is no pro author in the room. I had a toy ad and missed like 3 minutes. Unskippable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Can you say hi Silas and Ty so I can prove to my class that it's okay to be trans? Hi Silas and Ty. It's definitely okay to be trans. To everybody in your class, yes. How long is the book by size? It is about 4.5 inches. No, it is 250 pages. Yeah. If it's any help, I think it took me like 11 hours to read it out loud. So, yeah. What is better, Mark or Dan? Oh. Dan. I'm just gonna go with Dan. Not that there's anything wrong with Mark. I have to leave, but thank you very much, Jamie. No, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is, yeah. Christina, member for 16 months. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm late, been working. Love to all. Hey, hope work was good. I really appreciate your membership as well. Thank you. I'm going bowling later today. Oh, I love bowling. I've not been bowling for ages. Yeah. I hope you have a really good time. Will it be in Queer Book Box subscription at all? I am not sure what that is. I'm going to write that down so that I remember it. Thank you. Dan, right answer, Jamie. Yeah, like, I did say Dan with you in mind, to be honest. Hey, do you think that gender identity and gender role/expression are completely different things and that they're often confused with each other? Yes, I think they are separate to each other. I think gender expression, gender identity, and sexual orientation are often like conflated and put under this umbrella of being like super interconnected and the same thing, you know? But yeah, I think they're separate. I think, you know, they are separate. Your expression and your gender expression does not impact your gender. Yeah. And you don't have to express yourself in a way that is like expected from people who are your gender. If that makes sense. JD, is that nail polish even though you're a man? Oh, yeah, that anybody can wear nail polish, okay? Sorry. If I'm a fan of you and Noah, does that make me a spud that's also an underachiever? Yes, you are an underachieving spud. You are a potato. I don't know. What is your PhD at? Oh, okay. So my PhD was in like psychology as like broad discipline, and then specifically I looked into development of people who are transgender, well-being, so things that impact well-being negatively and positively. It's pretty much what you would expect, right? And then I also looked into biological arousal, like physiological arousal as well. It was fun, but if I'm honest, by the end of it, I was like, I'm so done. I don't want to do any more research ever again. Do you still get dysphoria? Um, like very rarely. I talk about this in the book as well, and it's kind of I described it as like my dysphoria is like a grain of sand now compared to the entire beach that it used to be. So like it's just like a tiny thing that happens every so often for me personally. Not everybody's the same, but like typically transitioning in some way or another will decrease dysphoria. That's what actual science says. So um, Blood Moon, thanks Jammidodger and everyone else. I'll go for you're actually going for if you actually picked your name, you are Dan. Like you picked your name. Hey Dan, I love it. This is so cute. Sky, thank you very much. What are your thoughts on the NHS GICs at the moment? For anybody who's not sure what the acronyms are, NHS is the National Health Service in the UK, and GICs are the Gender Identity Clinics. They are abysmal. They are underfunded. Nobody cares, and people should care because it's very important healthcare, and trans people deserve access to appropriate healthcare as soon as possible. And just the wait lists are atrocious. Yeah, I don't think they're very fair. Yeah, because I think some of them have wait lists of up to 5 years, which is just no. Did Chabo convince you to have the pizza table yet? No. No. Is that from the 5 minute crafts video? No, we do not. We do not have the pizza table, and we will never have the pizza table. JD, will the book have anything regarding gender fluid people? So there's not like a specific section. There's quite a lot on people who are non-binary and gender, and like talking about genders that are not just being like identifying as a man or a woman. So there's definitely stuff in there. And there are also contributions from people who are gender fluid. So I guess technically, yes, it does. Yeah, there is a bit. Have you been practicing your signature for all the book signings you're going to have? Honestly, I'm still like, nobody wants that. Yeah, I probably should. I have an awful signature. So I think that should be something that I practice. Some have a 6-year waitlist. No, that is not cool. How long did it take you to write the book? A year and a few months. No, not a year and a few months. Just under a year. Sorry, my brain is not working. The problems with trans healthcare in the UK can possibly be caused by a certain group of people in power right now. Could it? I think a lot of the problems with the NHS in the UK is due to certain people being in power. But yeah, it's just not given the resources or the respect that it deserves. Trans healthcare, I mean, and that's definitely down to certain people who have those decisions. I love Melissa as a name. I think that's a lovely name. Should you come out to transphobic family? I think that's very difficult because it really depends on the situation you're in. I think like if you're not living at home and you're in a safe situation to come out to family who may react badly, and if that's what you feel you are definitely wanting to do, then that is up to you. I personally would say that if you are like reliant on that family and you are living at home and you're worried that it's maybe not safe to hold off. But I don't like telling people whether they should or should not come out because it's all about your individual situation. But just make sure that you're safe with whatever you do. And I'm sorry that your family are transphobic. Lol, I literally feel like underachiever when my PhD applications get rejected. Thanks for the support. To underachievers, love the squad. Papa, I'm sorry. Yeah, I faced 2 rejections for my PhD application before I got one accepted. I know people who had more rejections, and it's just it's one of those things that suck. I know, like, yeah, rejection sucks generally. And thank you very much for your donation and chatting as well. Your screen glitches for a little bit. I'm sorry. It's probably my internet. Develop a signature that's more simple than a legible name. That's the way stars do it. Okay, I appreciate the advice. I will draw a picture instead of a signature. Don't hold me to that. I might change my mind. Hey Nick, hi Jamie. I'm a closeted trans man, and seeing you has given me hope for the future. That things will eventually get better. Thank you very much. Can I get a shout out, please? I love you so much. I honestly, that means so much to hear. I'm really glad. I wish you all the best for the future. And hey Nick. Sky, thank you very much. I got to head off. Take care. You take care too. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Did you contact the publisher after you wrote the book, or did they contact you before? They contacted me before, but it was always something I wanted to do. Do you know any trans singers? Noah. JD, my gender identity is a complete train wreck. I refuse to address all my life, so I might try and buy the book so I can finally confront this mess. It's okay. Like, I think, I don't know if you're looking for solutions, like, or advice, but it's totally okay. I don't think, like, it doesn't need to be something that's linear or that makes sense, and yeah, it's, go with the flow, you're you. But yeah, it's good to pay attention to it when you feel ready to. Like, it's okay to not address it if you're not feeling ready. How did you decide who to approach for other contributions on the book? So it was a mixture. I put like a shout out to people online, and most of the contributions are from people that I don't know, because I wanted like as broad a range as possible and didn't want to just be like, hey, trans friends, who I love all of my trans friends, but I wanted like a really broad range. And then there were some people who I specifically reached out to because I wanted a trans woman's perspective on taking estrogen. So I wanted to make sure that I got like a... Yes. Hello. It's Shava!
You still on?
Yeah, come in. People are asking how you're doing, and...
I'm doing good.
Do you want to come join for a bit?
Can we order takeaways? We do.
Yeah, come on.
Alright, grab me a chair.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure I'm not invading?
No, you're not invading. Shava's here. I have been...
Hi.
Do you know, I'm going to completely change now and get very comfortable because
Have
somebody...
you been, like,
I've been nervous. At the very start, my voice was
self.
actually shaky. I've been incredibly bumbly.
Bless you.
And somebody asked me, did I have a sore throat? And I was like, no, I'm just nervous.
You wouldn't think that Jamie live streams on Twitch twice a week.
No, but I spoke about that. But it's because, 1, we do it
Hey,
together.
friends.
2, you do most of the talking. 3, I just play the game. And also, I was sat in the middle. I feel so much more comfortable sat on the edge over here.
I think people forget sometimes, like creators. I say this when we do a lot of brand deals. Everyone's like, Jamie's a lot more reserved than he is in videos.
I am.
And I'm like, as creators, we spend the majority of our time talking to a camera.
Yeah.
There are no people involved in that process.
Then, like, editing what's been said. No, literally, I'm a massive introvert.
Hi, everyone. Hi,
I am
Molly. Hi,
incredibly
Audrey. Hi, John.
reserved until I get to know people. So if you ever do meet me...
Peony Stingray.
If you ever do meet me, I'm not grumpy.
Queen is right.
I'm very happy for you to come and say hi. I'm just a very shy person.
Yes.
That's it.
Exactly that.
And
exactly that.
Chris, thank you so much. Hey Jamie, how did you find out that you were bisexual? I debate whether I'm bi or straight. Also, do you know autistic people? I do have a few friends who have autism. How did I find out I was bisexual? My sexuality has been very confusing.
You hijacked my coming out, that's how.
I did. Well, no, that was my second realisation.
Yes.
That I was bisexual.
Jamie
earlier
came out
on.
by twice.
Yeah, when I was 14, it was more just like, I realised that when, like, other people were talking about their like boy crushes, I was like, yeah, but what about girls as well? And I was like, oh, damn, this means something. And then it was kind of a similar, but other way round when I was older.
Thank you for the donation, Chris. I know Jamie's
Yeah.
just answering your question.
Oh, we can do hearts now.
We can. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have done this by yourself.
Oh. I've just been saying thank you.
And I agree with low battery. You did great. I know I wasn't here to see it, but I know you did a good job. You deserve some praise. I know we were just talking about you being like nervous, but you are great. So
yeah,
no problem.
thanks.
No problem. My cuddly puppy says trans rights. Yes, Callum. Yes. Hey Jamie, do you think you'll ever go into music or composing music? I think you made some very inspirational songs.
Me? What?
Says
that is not a
BootTube.
question for me.
Legit, it's right there.
No.
Not for you.
If I'm honest, I can't sing, but somebody I'm sitting very near to can.
We tried.
Very well.
I was like, Jamie, we're gonna write a song together, and we did this song called "The Trans Song," which I'm pretty sure is on your channel somewhere.
No,
in the
it's
depths
not.
of YouTube. Did
It's
you actually?
not.
Did you private it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Do you? I stand by the song. I don't stand by the cringiness that was us when we were like not comfortable in front of a camera.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
I've seen a question. How did Shaba help you in writing of the book? A lot.
Who was that?
I've already said.
Katerina, hi.
This book would not exist and definitely would not exist in the way it does today if it hadn't been for Shaba. When/if you read it, it's a lot more than just the ally section that Shaba like helped with. Yeah.
I will agree. Some bits were like a little bit of a hot mess, and
like I was just reflecting my true self on paper. Okay.
But I will say as well, it's really difficult, I think, to write something with such a large pressure for a community that doesn't have a lot of resource out there.
No, you didn't see the song.
Yeah, you did.
No, you did.
Yeah,
no,
you did, Glossy.
No, you didn't.
And I also think it was it's important to have another pair of eyes sometimes, because this is so close to you.
Yeah.
There are some bits that have been really difficult to write, and I imagine it'd be difficult to go through a lot of like trauma in one's past, you know? So
yeah, I also felt a huge amount of responsibility because it was a self-help book as well. I was like, this needs to be right. This needs to be like right for as many people in the community as possible. And yeah, there was loads. I just threw a little
I know,
hey,
Parker. Thank you.
Jay needs to let loose to a Bollywood song.
I agree.
Hey, no.
Dance to some Video Vox.
No, but can we also just recognise that I dance well to Sega?
Jamie does. I have to say, I'm Roshan, for those who may not know, and our national music is Sega music, which is very Asian. It's like Asian and African music making love, because that's what Mauritius is. It's Asian and African, and that's Jamie does dance very well to that, I have to say.
Yeah, there was some like non-Sega music, like Western music playing.
Jamie Jellyman.
But you said that I was dancing to Sega to ABBA.
It's true. Yeah. You were doing like a little swing in the hips, and I was like, no, ABBA's more clunky. We're at a 60s party, you know? Nah. But you do.
Thanks. JD, thank you so much. Can the book come in discreet packaging?
Also for the previous donation, thank you.
Yes.
And for JD.
I personally don't have control over the packaging. I guess like I know from experience with Amazon, you can't tell you can maybe tell it's a book, but it comes in like a brown envelope. I don't think it will say on the package what the book is about. But I don't want to guarantee any kind of level of discreetness when I'm not sure. But
it's absolutely a question I'm going to note down to ask the team.
Yes.
If that's something that you're wanting clarifying, absolutely, we can do that. I'll how about, would you be happy to do a little Insta story to confirm when the team get back to you?
Yeah,
from
I can do that.
Penguin.
Tan Kelsey, thank you so much.
Thanks for your question.
I want to meet and hug Shaba. You are so lovely. I also would want to meet and hug Shaba.
Tan, no, you're so lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're very sweet. Jamie, you're getting like support today.
I know. I've said people are being too generous and I don't know how to say thank you and thank people for
the trans song is amazing. I forgot what the first word is.
Yes.
Look. Yes.
No.
I'm watching YouTube with nipple graphs and trying to pass and taking
Grey Wolf, so I'm late. I live in the US. Is there an audiobook available? Yes, there is an audiobook. And guess who recorded it?
Packaging is available.
Me. And Shaba. We both did.
We
It was
went
cool.
down last week.
Yeah.
There was a beautiful, beautiful director, sound engineer, Lily, who was so kind and so lovely. She reminded me a lot of my stepmom.
This is all like the information that I think I'm a little, because when I'm nervous I get very formal. So just like, yes, there's an audiobook.
Next.
It's available here. Next question. But yeah, it was a lot of fun recording that. There will be a little like behind the scenes video coming out soon on Insta. Cute. Actually, it'll be on YouTube as well, but just as a short.
Jamie was saying, oh, if somebody, what was it?
Alexia,
if for some
thank
reason
you so much for becoming a member of the Spud Squad. Welcome.
Membership.
Thank you. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, JD, you don't need to...
Oh, I completely interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, I was just looking at JD's comment. It's okay. But, babe, don't feel like you need to do donations
I've
to
gone
get
through
attention.
this with JD before.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Shaba, do your thing.
Thank you. What was I saying?
What do you say on Twitch streams?
Huh? Budget!
Thank you.
Budget! Yeah, I thought you would have introduced that already.
Well, no, that's like kind of your thing.
It's a Twitch thing. I'm like, budget, okay? You keep your gorgeous old money. We're just here to have a good time. No, I was saying something and I've forgotten. Oh yeah, Jamie was saying if he ever stops on YouTube for whatever reason, he wants to go into like voice acting. Not acting.
Oh, mate,
but,
yeah.
like
put me
voice overing, because you were like
in that little like dimmed, comfortable booth on my own all day, like, every day. I would be in my element.
Kind of like this room.
It was a vibe.
Yeah, you just gotta read books all day and like just talk. It was a good vibe.
Oh, also shout out to Dan from Twitch,
hey,
who's moderating
Dan
the chat.
Bless you, you're so kind. How's uni summer going for you? And anyone else? Is anyone else at uni at the moment? Do you have summer? Ben, bless you. Thank you for confirming.
Will the physical copy come to Amazon India? So it will. I don't know if it'll be available on Amazon India, but there is Link Blackwell's that has free international shipping. So there is a place to order it that will ship pretty much anywhere in the world. Jamie, voice actor era when? Like, I mean, I don't know now after I did a live stream sounding like I had a sore throat. Jamie does have a really calming voice, thank you.
Damn it, I should have come in just at the beginning.
What? What was at the beginning?
The people at the beginning were saying Sharp.
Oh, people say budget. Oh, yeah.
I did see another little shout out, which is kind of cute, because we love to share. Have you heard of Passing Playbook by Isaac Fitzsimmons? It's a book about a trans guy in secondary school and in America.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
That's cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Just in case anybody wants to share the love.
Passing Playbook?
Yes, by Isaac Fitzsimmons. Did I say that right? Wait. Isaac Fitzsimmons. Such a cool name. Fitzsimmons. There's like a z so close to each other, but the other way around. Fitzsimmons.
Alright.
I'm overthinking this.
Jamie, as the trans dad of the Spud family, do you think Noah is a good name?
I think there's amazing name.
Excuse me, this was a question for Jamie.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Noah. I love Noah so much.
Yeah, I'm very biased towards the name Noah because I love Noah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Noah's a great name.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about the name Jamie?
Dude.
I'm kidding.
That's a low blow.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It's a great quiz sports book. Cool.
What's your favourite colour from the bi flag? Oh, I was going to be so quick and be like, yellow, but that's not in the bi flag. What's your favourite colour?
What's your favourite colour overall? I mean...
Yeah, that yellow specifically.
I was going to say pink because, like, my hair's pink, but to be fair, the pink in the bi flag is not the one for me. I love the combination of the colours. It's why we have this, like, thing around us right now.
Yeah.
Maybe the blue? What about you?
Oh, probably the pink, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Alexia, thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie Sharba, will you be doing book tours in America, like in Detroit, Michigan conventions? I would love to meet, and hugs, please.
Hugs always when we meet, of course.
There's definitely a couple UK things on the cards. I'm not sure about anywhere else yet, but I will obviously be posting everywhere if anything is to happen, and I would hope something would happen, but I'm not sure.
There's nothing confirmed right now, and I think since COVID as well, it's probably just worth mentioning that a lot of like press to do with books isn't so much of a thing. Everything seems to be like more online, but we do hope to come to the States soon. We were actually going to do it a while ago, but we had a lot of legislation that made it not a fantastic place to be. And that coupled with the pandemic, we were like, let's think about this, plan it properly. But yeah, at some point we would love to do a little meet and greet around the States.
JD.
This purple race, I'm sorry, Ali, I'm sorry. We like purple.
JD, thank you so much for joining. You've been super generous on the stream, so thank you very much. And yeah.
Glad you had fun, my love. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah. And Hammock, have you thought of making more of couple reacts to LGBTQ stuff vids? Well, funny you should say this. There may be a video coming out in June on each channel where we do some LGBTQ related content together.
Yeah, both were actually under the umbrella of what you said.
Yeah, mine's very fun. Sharp's was very interesting.
It was odd, right? It was weird. I went in being like, yeah, and then I was like, wait.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've just seen a message from
Puny Stingray. Best names I've seen on YouTube.
I said Puny Stingray. I'm so sorry. Puny Stingray. Stingray. Puny's. I said Puny Tin Grey the second time. Puny Stingray. I'm so sorry.
Your name has two amazing pronunciations, my love.
Thank you for your message. Yes, Sharba. Do I have the IKEA shark? Do I have the IKEA shark?
Next question. No, but to be fair, this isn't entirely my fault. We've gone to IKEA. You could have gotten the shark.
With the death stare happening at me.
If I could pick up this camera.
You bring that shark home.
And I could show you.
It's going in the bin.
I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Not.
I could have, but there was a raised eyebrow of Jamie.
I was like,
maybe
do
not.
we need any more plushies right now? We have, I swear, our guest bed, when people and friends come over to our house, they have to remove like 20 plushies off of the bed. That's not including the fact that we have a divan bed that's got like the drawers underneath. An entire drawer is stuffed with plushies that cannot breathe, and I just feel so bad for them.
And is it blowhow?
What?
Because it's spelled like blaha, but isn't it pronounced blowhow or blowhow?
What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Is this
the name of the shark? The name of the shark. Blowha. I was close.
Cool.
I feel like I saw a comment on one of my videos where somebody was like, the click confirmed it's pronounced this way. So blowha.
Daniela, my love, sending you love specifically. Living in Texas, living in many of the states right now, is tricky, and I am so sorry that anyone in the States, anyone in the world is having to go through what you're going through. Just know that things are happening where support is being raised and funds are being raised, and we need to continue fighting and staying together, and we are with you.
Absolutely. Well said.
Sorry, I don't want to dim the vibes.
I've also seen 4 different pronunciations of the shark.
Oh, the clicky confirmed.
Blaha.
So blowha it is.
Blowhay. Blue-hay.
Blowhay.
What one is it? I need to watch Click's video where he says it now.
There's a pride axolotl from Build-A-Bear, Rico?
Yes, there is actually. This came.
I need to see this.
We bought an item from there recently for somebody's in our life's birthday, and now I've been getting targeted ads for Build-A-Bear, and something rainbow came up.
Build-A-Bear pride. I don't know how to spell axolotl. Axolotl. We're gonna go with that. It was wrong. There was a Y where a Y didn't.
Oh, but it's still.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh my goodness.
Sharpa?
Yeah.
Can we get it?
I just said no to the shark because we had too many plushies. There's too many It's so cute though. It's so cute.
Oh my god. Hashtag not spawned by Build-A-Bear, but...
Hashtag wish to be spawned by Build-A-Bear.
Wish.
It's so cute.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Even the tail is rainbow. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Bless you, Molly. Aw, I'm really glad you came to that discovery. Do you know a little bit about yourself?
John, thank you. No, it's blow high. I'm gonna try. I trust you, John. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Blow high.
It is very cute. It's very cute.
Who says hi?
And
It's
yesterday
Noah's Hey Hey. I'm
I
thinking about
chose
the
Noah because of Noah Fintz. Oh, cute. Would have picked Jamie, but doesn't suit me as well.
No problem.
That's true. To be
Also,
honest,
Noah Nuggy is a cute name.
objectively, I think Noah is like a cooler name than Jamie.
No, Jamie's a cute name, and Noah's a cute name, and Noah and Jamie are cute people, and this is a lot of wholesomeness. Names aren't pie. Rights aren't pie. Names aren't pie. It's
All
fine.
the names are cute. Do you know what I think is a very, very, very nice name?
What?
Shab.
Oh. I
It's a very
actually have
a fun name.
Noah on our list of baby names for the future, but then I feel bad because then everyone's going to think that we would name our baby.
We named our baby after Noah Fintz.
But it's a cute name. It's a really cute name. I like it. It's also quite biblical, but like
it is
not in a big way.
Yeah.
I also have a funny thing about names. When I'm thinking about names for my child.
Hi, Bobby.
I don't know. Hey, Bobby. I don't know. Oh, bye, Xander. Also an axolotl. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I have a thing where I'm like, okay, if there's a name, like Noah, I'm like, cool. Let's go
Joe will name me.
to the playground, and I want to see if my kid can in any way be bullied by that, because I have like this huge fear that my kid's gonna get bullied. I don't want to like contribute to that. Right. And then I like dissect names so much. I'm like, oh no, Noah has the word no in it.
Oh yeah, you do.
And then maybe they're gonna be like, haha, no kid. And that would just make me so sad.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think I need to get over it, because no names on my list have that like good vibe. Even the name, like we were talking about Arlo from like the dragon. From the
I was like, it ends with love.
No, if it was like hi, maybe that would be cuter. But Arlo's not a nice name. Well, I mean, it's a fine name, but like it's not Arlo. It's just a whole thing. I'm overthinking everything. Matt keeps telling me worry less, and I think that needs to be my life mantra.
We definitely want to go for like a more gender neutral type name, don't we?
For sure. I'm sorry though, I feel like I've like derailed your stream. This
You've
supposed to be book stuff.
But also, if you're under the trans umbrella, is it okay to change your name multiple times? Whoever you are, it's okay to change your name, and change your name as many times as you need to until you find the right one. It is covered in my book, The Tea and LGBT, released on the 29th of June. I was doing that deliberately as a plug, and it felt really dirty. That was meant to be a joke.
You are so right.
There's also a pride frog from Build a Flare. Flare? Where did Flare?
I don't think anyone should be building flares. Just putting out there.
My words so much.
Only professionals should build flares.
My son is called Kelsey, and I worry about bullying. Oh,
I like the name Kelsey.
I think Kelsey's a cute name.
I don't see anything in Kelsey actually that like could be like it's not like Arlo or like Noah.
Yeah, I'd also consider it a neutral name, so like I don't see it as particularly masculine or feminine. So
my other criteria for names is I put it to 3 generations. I'm like, does this work? Baby Kelsey, so cute.
Sorry, my dad name made my initials PP. No name is. Sorry.
Teen, like adult Kelsey. Yeah, Kelsey's a cute name. Grandparent Kelsey, adorable. Good name. Good name. Build a flare go.
Marie from Sweden, Blue Hay.
Blue Hay.
Blue Hay.
Blue Hay.
Hey, Blue. Thank you so much.
I don't need to get this damn shark now.
Okay, should we steer conversation to both what are we going to have for dinner, and also I wrote a book. That is what this stream is about.
Is it released on your birthday, Zosia? That's so cool. 29th of June, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Zosia. Happy birthday to you.
Ta-da.
You're going to have to do a reveal now for BooTube, okay?
BooTube, I love your username.
Perfect for Halloween.
I do. Do you know Ty Turner has a blowhigh?
Look.
Tristan, hey, can you say hi to me? I'm a big fan. Hey Tristan, how you doing?
Hey Katerina, would I consider writing a book? I feel like a fictional book, sure.
Dan, yeah. Yeah, I did.
But maybe not like a life one. I feel like I overshare a lot, and I'm not sure if I'd want to share as much as a book by me would have to share, if that makes sense. But having said that, there's a lot of stuff in this book, I'm literally not doing this as a plug. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff in this book about our story.
Promote my book.
And I have written, I don't want to say like a fair amount.
No, but you
but
have.
like a fair amount in this book. So yeah. Yeah. It was kind of cute. When Jamie was reading the little audiobook, he was just like, written and
read by Jamie Rains with Shaba Lowton.
So there you go. Don't worry about me like not being credited, babes. We're good.
The T in LGBT. Everything you need to know about being trans, which feels like a very arrogant statement, but I think it suits the book.
Do you think your book covers transitioning in later life?
In later life, it goes into discussions over it's like there's never a wrong time, it's never too early, it's never too late, and there is a contribution from an older trans man.
Like a big contribution.
Yeah, big contribution.
Someone we love.
Yeah, and yeah, it's touched upon. Hopefully enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are also some cool people in the book, like referenced and shouted out, who also have stuff, as in resources out there. So maybe that would also be of use. I don't know, like I'd share now, but I don't want to spoil the contributors of your book, which I'm sure is like something you wanted to keep quiet until people see. So it could be like a little surprise. So.
Oh.
Cute.
Well, I'm not particularly fussed about like keeping it a surprise. I just don't know how much I can share because it's not out yet.
That too.
Yeah.
Fair. Hey, Callie.
I want to like read it physically. I can't wait.
Jonah is a cute name.
Jonah is very cute.
Callum, also, I love that. That's your middle name.
Jonah and the whale.
Jonah.
Right.
From Superstore.
Jonah Hill. Super bad.
No, Superstore.
Oh yes,
Jonah.
Jonah.
TV
Yeah.
show with America Ferrera and the dude who plays Jonah, who's like a bit of a know-it-all, but like so adorable. He does that cute thing on the start. Can I edit to our baby last name?
Yeah, because then the baby can have the same first initial as me.
But then also
Jamie
be like
and
Jonah. No,
I'm
kidding.
Joe,
I'm not kidding. I realise that it's something I need to work through. I'm gonna add it to
Tatiana, when did you start working on your book? I'd say a year ago. It was around last April, May that I started on it.
It's literally already on our list.
It is?
How crazy is that?
It's already there.
Wild.
Yes,
sorry.
Jamie, if you could say my name, it'd be really cool and make me happy. Hey, Stick. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, bless. Sorry, I interrupted your question. What were you saying?
I started working on the book about a year ago, right? April, May?
Yes. You've had, like, Jamie's always wanted to be an author, and you've had, you've been wanting to do fiction and non-fiction for a very long time. Mostly fiction. But you've also wanted to do a memoir. And this particular book, the project, because there's a lot of people involved who've been, like, in the makings for, I think, over a year. But yeah, since you've been writing. Yeah. How did you think that process was? I feel like at the beginning you're like, yeah, I got this.
Oh,
love it.
Yeah, like I like the planning bit of it and the initial writing. There were some I'm not gonna lie, there were some chapters that were quite difficult to write because like there are some chapters that are heavier in topic that I was like, oof, that takes me back.
Some were heavier as well, I think, like just generally. Like, would you give an example?
So there's a whole chapter about gender dysphoria, about what it is and my experience with it, other people's experience on it, some advice for how to cope with it and things like that. That was quite a heavy one. Casey, thank you. Thanks for helping me find the confidence to transition MTF. Oh, you're so welcome. But
and congratulations to you
found the confidence in yourself.
Man.
I really appreciate your message though and wish you all the best. What was the process of writing a book? Stressful.
I didn't finish. So
Sorry.
Those are the ones that were like generally difficult. Were there any chapters, I'm generally just curious,
okay,
that were personally difficult to you that people might not expect?
Personally difficult, it was difficult to write about gender dysphoria. I think it was also difficult to write about dealing with non-acceptance. My personal experience with that was quite tricky to write. And then, like, technically difficult to write with the medically transitioning chapters because like they're like chunky and I wanted to include enough information without going overboard and like being like chucking all this information at people that was a bit too much.
There was a chapter that we had to rework like 3 times.
Yeah, that was quite those two, like hormones and surgery, they were quite difficult chapters to do, but I hope that they're like good.
Hang on a second, I just want Someone
Oh,
said
sorry.
Katya. Yes, Amity. Katya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Who are some of the trans people in the book? Okay, I've already said that I didn't want to go to just friends because I wanted this like I think, like there's not the biggest amount of diversity in terms of like trans representation in the friends I have necessarily, or like there is, but it's like quite skewed and like I wouldn't have like a
You didn't
broad
want something
range.
that was just your friends that didn't
Yeah.
provide the variety of the experience that
Exactly.
shows that not all genders are the
So
same.
a lot of contributors are viewers, are people who very kindly offered their time to like answer some questions and write about their personal experiences for them to be in the book. But there are a couple names in there that some of you might recognize.
Are you going to sneak peek one or two? No.
There is maybe who should I sneak peek? There is maybe a very wonderful trans woman in there who makes videos on YouTube and is friends with a very lovely, very tattooed person. I want to know if anyone can guess from that information.
I also want to say.
Could you shout out Noah Nuggy? He is my friend.
Noah Nuggy.
I think we've like
man.
had a little chat with Noah.
I need to stop saying
Noah Nuggy.
Man, I'm so sorry. It's fallen into my vocabulary and I don't like it. I wanted to say two things. One was a question that I found. I can't remember who asked, but hang on. Oh, my brain. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, somebody's guessed it right.
Wait.
Well done.
Speaking of people connected to the book, Jamie DMs with another trans man who I'm sure many people will know, and who also has a book out that I think is worth mentioning right now, especially because you have written for it and are in it.
Oh, The Tea Guide by Gigi Gorgeous and Gottmik.
Yes.
Yes.
So keep an eye out for Gottmik's connection to Jamie's book, but Jamie's currently in Gottmik's, and The Tea Guide is another
very
representation.
Useful yeah.
So yay to trans people living their best lives and representing so amazingly. I love it. Let's make this the summer of trans rights and allyship. I mean, it should be all the time, right? But yay. I saw a question as well that I really liked, and that was, for your title, my love.
Yes.
Did you consider a longer acronym?
A longer acronym? Yes. So I use the acronym I will say is LGBT plus or LGBTQ plus.
I'm gonna credit the person who asked that question because I think it's a great question.
There is a plus on the cover.
Matthias, I see.
Thank you. Written, it's the T in LGBT, and it's not too short on the acronym. We'll leave anybody out of the acronym. It's because it's a very personal title to me on how I came out, but there is definitely the acknowledgement both on the cover and within the book that it is LGBT plus. It doesn't just end with the T.
And as you said, it is right here. It does show. It's just for the marketing, the T in LGBT, and also, as you said, I am the T in LGBT.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also the teacup with a wonderful quote from the amazing Jamie Windust. If you don't know who Jamie is, it's not just me. There are other Jamies in the world.
Jamie's
they are
amazing.
A wonderful,
super cool.
Wonderful person. Yes.
And I think there were also times where we were talking about the T in LGBTQIA, the T in LGBTQ plus, the T in LGBTQIA2S. There were a number of options. Honestly, talking to the team, it also just wouldn't fit on the front cover. So there was like an element of compromise.
Oh, thank you, Dan, for dropping a link to the tea guide.
Molly's saying we should order Wagamamas for dinner. What are you in the mood for? How long are we going to be streaming? Are we vibing for a while?
I was thinking of going until at least 9.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if everybody's like vibing with this. I'm quite happy to chat. There's lots to chat about. I think I probably would have run out of steam on my own. I said I'm not one to fill the silence with chat. I don't think of things to say. I need another person.
A little bit of silence. It's fine. You can't be like on all the time.
There are other Jamies in the world. How dare they? Honestly, how dare?
Is there anything that you wanted to add to the book but couldn't? Asks Miss Eve.
Ooh.
Cool name. Hi. Hey Ash.
Anything can add to the book?
Yeah, Roxy Jamie's just in for another 20 minutes or so.
I don't know. There probably will. I think there will be inevitably things that once it's out in the world and people are reading it and providing feedback, I'll be like, oh yeah, I would have actually loved to include that, but I personally didn't think of it. I'm sure there will be things, but I can't think of something off the
I
top
can
of
think
my
of
head.
something that I want to say, but first I want to address a little comment that I've just seen in
Okay.
chat. Oh my god, where'd he go? It went. No, I saw Alex. Alex just did a cute message. Oh, here. I'm starving. Come over and get Wagamama with me. Yeah.
Alex, why
Let's
don't
do
you
it.
come over and get Wagamama with us? Come here.
We will come and see you soon, though, Alex.
Yeah.
We have also just come and seen you recently.
Oh, excuse me. Talking of
I know.
Talking of trans authors, Alex Bertie.
Is Alex okay with us
Yes,
sharing?
Alex
It was
actually
just on
announced
Insta today. Yeah. I saw it. It was 33 seconds, and I was like, oh god, I need to comment on this post. And I could just imagine Alex being like, Jesus, does Shaba live on Instagram?
Alex Bertie has written a fiction book that I would recommend.
Pretty damn awesome. It's, again, amazing representation. It's super duper cool.
And also Alex is pretty cool too.
It's also free on Audible, because it's a, what do you call it? An audiobook. That's the word. It's an audiobook, or there's like a free trial thing. Go over to Alex's profile.
Weird, because if you have like Amazon, the audio thing, you get like a credit every month. Yeah.
Yay.
Gabriella has just said balls.
Should I get the book for my dad? Asks Asta.
If you think your dad would read book. The aim is that it would help parents as well. Like I would hope that it could help him if he needs any kind of like advice or just reassuring.
Honestly, that's why we both wanted to contribute to the book. This is obviously mostly Jamie's book.
And there's a little bit from my mum in there as well.
I was going to say, it's really important for us to have had the voices, for you to have had the voices of you as a trans person, but also to include us as allyship voices. Because this book, as well as being for the trans community, is also for allies. The main aim of it is to humanize the trans experience, and that's both for trans people and for people wanting to understand what being trans might be like. I've learned a lot. As you said, your mum's in there too. We interviewed a bunch of people.
Oh, he's a nerd, he'll do it. Okay. And then I would really hope that it would help out. Yeah.
But no pressure. But if you want to.
Also, Alex said, "Oh, bless you guys, thank you." Of course.
Of course.
We love Alex Bertie here.
We do, and we're also pretty in love with
and thank you, Dan, for doing a little link
the cover up
about Alex's book as well. Go check that out too.
Dan, you're on fire.
If people want to read and listen to and like learn more about the trans experience and trans stories, fiction and non-fiction, like there is, I want people to go and like read and listen to everything.
Right, and it's so beautiful that, I mean, there wasn't a lot of options beforehand, but now there's more.
Yeah.
And you are certainly part of that, and I'm very proud of you for it.
With my little yellow book.
I also think it's just friggin' beautiful.
Katerina has asked, would you guys write a book together? I mean, I feel like this was partly like a together project. Like Shaba was really involved with this book. I feel like if we were to actually write a book together,
would you?
I would. I don't know if we could write a fiction book together, but I think we could like write.
We've spoken about a fiction idea.
We have.
But no, you're thinking about a non-fiction. It's tricky.
Leah, does this include anything for a non-binary perspective too? Yes, absolutely. There is a whole chapter about non-binary people and identities. There is non-binary inclusivity throughout the whole book.
Yeah.
But there is a specific chapter, and there are lots of non-binary contributors, both with like little small segments and also big chunks, sharing their experiences. So I really hope that it's going to feel very inclusive for everybody under the trans umbrella.
I also wanted to go back to the question that you had about is there anything that you left out?
Okay.
Because the answer is yes. And actually, if you think about it, I'm going to share my sort of bit of it. If you feel free to like be like, no, don't want to go into it, that's fine.
Don't want to go into it. No, okay,
no, seriously?
No, go on.
When we were first talking about this, and when Jamie first wrote the pitch, the idea, said that he wanted to do this, and it was going out, there were it was being considered, I should say. It was mostly a memoir vibe that was going out. It was significantly more like deeply personal, with less of the self-help elements, and it was very descriptive about your experience. This still has a lot of description in here, but it's definitely packaged in a more sort of approachable way for understanding. It's sort of,
I'd say
Yeah.
it's like it's a more like kind of
self-help and memoir.
light-hearted discussion type vibe, but without
That's not it.
skirting over the difficult bits of the trans experience.
Yes.
So like it doesn't go into like as much detail about like my personal experience and like certain things as I would have if I'd written a different book.
It's not fake,
But,
yay! You know,
Yeah,
it does
covers
cover
the
everything that it
hard
needs
stuff,
to.
but there's also like I wanted to inject
Interesting.
a lot of positivity into it as well. Not by ignoring the negative and the difficult bits, but by like highlighting some of like trans joy moments.
And then it also meant that carved out space for you to do something more in the future where you would go very deep into your experiences and also the experiences that you're yet to have about things like family making for a like deeper memoir in time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we were like sort of thinking about a long game, understanding what like right now what would be best served and most helpful for you. Yeah. Jamie, what are you drinking? Says Bobby.
What are you drinking? Oh, Coke Zero. Always.
You know how most people are made of like 70% water in their bodies? Or is that the world? Are we like 90% water?
What? How? Okay. What?
How much percentage of our bodies is water? I don't know, but I do know that Jamie's isn't that. It's that for Coke Zero or Pepsi Max. Mostly Coke Zero.
Humans are 60%. I can still be 70% Coke Zero.
I think is it the world that's 70% water? Something 70%. Is
world.
Is world.
71%. You confused humans with the entire world.
Well, you know, we are the same. I am planet.
Tiaris, am I pronouncing your name right? Is how/when you realised you were bi covered in the book. I do kind of like briefly cover my journey with sexual orientation. So yes. But it's like not a big part of it.
Great juice. I see you, Callum. Ezri's cute. I like it. How do you deal with parents that think that being trans is just a phase?
Honestly, I think with parents like that, it just takes time and like consistency from you. Not that you should force yourself to present in a way that you don't feel comfortable with anymore if you realize that's not you, but like to be consistent with who you are and what you're talking to them about and just things like that, and them learning and seeing change that it can bring about in you to be your true self. I think there is this like thing that some people think this is a phase, but when they see this trans person,
sorry,
that was so inappropriate.
I saw Rico's comment that said 60% chocolate, and I couldn't hold it in. I'm so sorry.
I'm happy for you, Rico. But yeah, when they see you being your true self and being happy, I'd really hope that would help people over time to acknowledge this isn't a phase, this is who you are. And I think also saying that to them and helping share the stories of other trans people where they came out as teenagers and now they're in their 20s or 30s or later and they are still trans because it's not a phase. Yeah.
I think more practically as well, my advice, seeing how you have dealt with finding acceptance from people who are initially not accepting, my advice would be to also like try and pay attention. Take this with a pinch of salt, right? Because also, of course, your experience is your own. You are valid to act and feel and say and express however you want to. You don't have to be kind to people and not being accepting of you at all. The way that we've found success is by having those conversations when people are willing to listen. I think that's a really important point as well, and it's about carving out those times for when people are willing to listen. Yeah, if that makes sense, as opposed to, I'm just removing yourself from situations which might just be very negative. Why am I struggling to speak right now?
Because we're live. It's just a thing that happens.
Yeah. So, but anyway, again, also in here, and not just Jamie's experience, but from other people who have dealt with
non-acceptance and people thinking similar things.
Yeah. Also, not just related to a trans thing though, right? Like I guess that goes for any LGBT plus identity. So
Wolf, member for 11 months, nearly a year. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Proud spud noises. What does a potato sound like?
Wee.
I need. I was like, I need to know. I know now. I know.
Sorry.
That was great. No, why are you apologizing? That's amazing. My family knows about trans people, but they see it as a sort of thing they don't need to care about. It's interesting. Sometimes I think that's a healthy position to take. I would almost rather, like, gender critical people or people who don't know very much would say, look, live and let live. And there are a bunch of people, like strangers on the internet, who are like, God, why do people keep talking about trans things? Can we stop having it as like big headlines? Can we not just live and let live? Like, let them be there. I don't particularly care. If it's coming from that place, maybe not the fantastic wording, but like, I appreciate the sentiment. Live and let live, right? But I can appreciate that might hurt if it's like a more personal situation.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexia.
Alexia, do you address your issues with Shaba's parents and family in the book? Yes, that is covered in relative detail in the book. But it's a story that has a happy ending.
I can't change your name. Yes, and actually my mum has very kindly, I don't want to say it.
Oh, well, there's a section about it, and your mum has read it and added her own bit.
You guys were having
kind of,
like
yes,
discussions as sort of like a...
I actually sat down and I had a conversation
section
with Shaba's mum about the specific section that covers that that era of our lives and journeys together. And she's approved of it, and she gave her updated perspective and spoke to me about it. So it's like it's a very detailed account without like hashing out everything.
Yes, I don't know. Did anyone here watch the show?
No, we're not going into that.
Is it on Channel 4?
It was. I don't know where.
Pride and Prejudice. For those of you who don't know, my mum and the two of us were involved in like a TV show on the lead up to our engagement party.
Yeah.
We've come a long way since then.
And so have I. Alexia, I just want to say I'm sorry that you donated to ask the same question. I really appreciate it, but sorry that we...
Apologies.
Yeah. There was a question I thought I saw.
Nick, can you sign the book?
Yes, and I saw another one about like what's happening at the event. Someone bought a ticket to Brighton, and I want to say thank you.
Cute! Oh my goodness.
Am I not going to be able to find it now?
Oh, M4, I see
M4. Thank you. What kind of things will be happening? So in Brighton, it's like a in conversation with. So I'll be like sat there. I think we're both doing Brighton.
We are.
We're both going to be there.
With another incredible kick-ass author who is hosting the panel.
Yes. And then I believe there will be opportunities for book signings, because I think you can buy the ticket with a book as well.
Or without. I think just the ticket alone is like £5.
Yes, right? I think so. And then with a book is 20. I will also be popping into London and maybe Brighton bookstore to sign a couple. But I think the most...
And everywhere we go, really.
I think the biggest place I'll be to sign will be Trans Pride Brighton.
Absolutely.
I will be doing a signings.
Is anyone coming to Brighton Pride?
Anything up north? Not yet. There's not anything planned for up north at the moment. Not
official yet. Yeah. It's been really difficult to organise things with the team, to be honest.
Thank you so much, Dan, for sharing about the event.
Thank you, Dan. But it's something that we're wanting to do, and whenever we go up north, like one of the things that we're both really keen on doing, because we never go somewhere without going into a bookshop. That's how much Jamie loves books. It's his happy place. So if we see your book somewhere,
the local goods.
We're planning on signing and leaving little gifts just randomly, and we'll post about it on our Insta stories. So you can go take a look, and if it happens to be in somewhere that you are, you can just go pick it up.
Yeah.
You're coming to Prague? Yay, Alice! It's going to be fun. Yes, it's going to be basically a Q&A.
Yeah, one of the events comes with a cup of tea.
I was going to say, like, the tea and LGBT.
Yeah, it's the one in London on the 25th. It's tea with Jamie Rains. So
we're
you can have some tea
really
with me whilst I talk about the tea.
We want to see if we can try and do some like trans vibed tea bags for you to take. So watch this space.
Yeah. Hey Chris, Shaba and Jamie, great stream. We'll definitely approve of the book. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support.
Thank you, my love.
Yeah. If you ever do any events in Manchester, I'll be there.
Dan, I have the pleasure of meeting you as well.
I would actually love to do something in Manchester.
I'm so hyped to go to Manchester.
I've never been to Manchester.
I've passed through.
That
I haven't spent a lot of time there beyond like a meeting, but I'm very excited for it. Almost all of our friends who have gone to Manchester and spent like a lot of time there are like, I'm going to move there. I'm like, wow, is it really like this cool?
Yeah.
So yeah, chat's such a vibe right now. I love it. I love it. I love how happy you guys are with each other.
Honestly, this has been such a positive chat. I super appreciate you all showing up and like asking questions. And like even for anybody watching who's not asked a question, there's no pressure to get involved in the chat. But like, thank you. I was really nervous about this, and I appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, up in Blackpool.
I've never been to Blackpool either.
I went for like a family holiday as a kid once, and they had like Blackpool. Correct me if I'm wrong. Had like the first Lupa-de-Lupa-de-Coke roller coaster.
The Lupa-de-Lupa-de roller coaster.
That's a thing, right? Yeah, I went on said roller coaster, and I was very scared, but it was a cool place. I liked the vibe. My biggest ever flex is that the Pride Parade was on my birthday last year.
Nice. And it's like
birthday
the
for July 16th.
Day before your birthday. Actually, Trans Pride is like the whole weekend, so technically, although the parade's not on your birthday, there is a bit of pride going on your birthday.
Yeah, the day after, the 16th of July, everyone's gonna be chilling out on the beach. I love Pride. I love Trans Pride, Brighton specifically for the vibes, because all of our friends come together. Even last year, do you remember Lucy and Ollie came as like allies?
Yeah, we had like a proper little group of friends and stuff.
Yeah, it's a great vibe. I also shout out to Essex Pride, like main Pride, not specifically Trans Pride, which is so cool.
Oh, it's in
Central Park in Chelmsford. And they have a doggy. What's it called?
Oh, like
a dog walk, like a cat
like
walk,
a best in show. So they have like waggiest tail, best dressed,
show.
Cutest puppy, like...
sassiest bitch.
Yeah, sassiest bitch.
Cutest puppy was so cute. Do you remember that there was like this tiny golden doodle that had come, and he was 4 weeks old, and he was.
He wasn't 4 weeks
old. 4 months old. Did I say weeks?
No, I think he was like 10 weeks old.
No, he was.
No, he was a tiny. Yeah, he was a really tiny baby. But 4 weeks, he'd still be with his mama.
You know I'm very bad with numbers. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he was
teeny,
super tiny. He looked like a jelly baby.
I mean, he was just asleep for most of the time.
Oh, God, he did win though.
Yeah.
He did win, and he deserved to win. And then there was one for best dress, and there were these dogs. There was this little pug in a dinosaur onesie. Do you remember?
Yeah,
he was so cute.
cute.
And there was a poodle that had a little heart on his butt. Oh my goodness, I love Pride.
Wolf, that's very generous. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, Wolf.
You're also a member of Spud Squad. Damn. Are you planning to do more streams on YouTube in the future? I caught one of them last year and it was a great time.
It's actually a
question really appreciate that.
That I had for you, lovely people.
I think I would be up for it. I think the more I did, the less nervous I'd be. I'm getting nervous thinking about doing more. I think yes, but they would need to have
like
a theme.
This.
Yeah, so like I might do ones that are like gaming or like specifically Q&A, or like, hey, come on, hop on to a live stream and we'll do this together, rather than just like, let's chat, which would probably turn into let's chat with each other whilst Jamie looks awkward.
No, what I was going to say is we do live stream twice a week over on our Twitch channel.
Yeah, we game. We
game, and it's a very different vibe. Like, I think on YouTube, everyone thinks, oh my god, Jamie, you're so wholesome. Oh my god, Sharby, you're so wholesome. We're actually not. Like, our videos might be, but I think like we wanted a platform, like a space to be able to just chill out.
Speak for yourself. I think
very
I'm
candid,
adorable.
Non-scripted. We swear a lot. We're really bad at gaming, by the way.
That's really the main thing. Like, yeah, it's just kind of like a bit uncensored.
But we have, I mean, obviously it's still a safe space. 1,000,000% we will never not do that. It's just part of who we are. But yeah, it's just sort of more unfiltered, behind the scenes sort of look. And it's good fun. The problem is, we don't really talk about it here over on YouTube. We do have Twitch gang.
Hey, Amber Lee.
Hey, Amber Lee. And the gorgeous Dan as well, who's been here and helping us. Also is a gorgeous moderator over on Twitch. One of the things we were talking about is doing some of those on our gaming YouTube channel here on YouTube, because we have one, but it's very new. So if you would
thank you, Dan.
like that, would you be interested, people here on this YouTube channel, of us doing some of the YouTube VODs as well? Because our friend, the gorgeous OT, One Topic, who's also an incredible creator, posts on both Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. So we might also do lives on Twitch and YouTube. If you're interested, let us know. You got game you need to finish? Which one, Debbie?
We're playing The Last of Us Part 2 at the minute.
We are.
I would say
I'm a cheeky one. Oh.
have now surpassed the 2-hour mark, and we keep forgetting to order food. So what I'm suggesting is we maybe start wrapping up the stream. It's been lovely.
Daydream Daddy.
Even if I was very anxious in the beginning. But yeah, this has been great.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, everybody.
That sounded so sarcastic. This has been great.
This has been great.
God. Yeah. I don't know how to end a stream.
Are you, like, what did you want to say? What was that? Sorry, I didn't want to take over your outro.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for joining, for chatting, everybody who's been incredibly generous. I don't know how to say thank you. But yeah, I really, really appreciate everybody's support.
Look at Augie's comment, so cute.
Which one? I can't see.
Right here.
I can't wait for your book to arrive. I was so disappointed when I realised it wasn't already out. Oh, I'm sorry for the past 6 years.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for your support.
And not long.
I honestly cannot wait for people to receive the book. I want to hear what everybody thinks about it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting some feedback on it.
Sorry, Debbie's just mentioned the Dark Pictures anthology.
We've
so
played,
good.
like,
We have played
all
them,
of
and
them.
the VODs
Yeah.
are also on our gaming YouTube channel. So if you want to go take a look at us totally failing at that, you're very welcome to do so.
Yeah.
More live
So-
streams, says Jennifer. Awesome.
We can absolutely
Crush.
organise some more live streams. But yes, thank you so much for joining today.
Little
If
reminder.
you are interested, the pinned comment has a link where you can get the book, and Dan has been dropping the links for some events.
And
if
I
you want to
don't know
come.
if Jamie has mentioned his like total fear. We have never ever done meet and greets before.
Gonna show up.
So this is gonna be the first time.
I've
Anyone
covered
who would like to come would be so grateful.
Yeah. So
Lots of hugs will of course be given. To
Looking
anybody who
forward
wants.
to meeting some of you at an event or Trans Pride or
Yeah, man.
wherever. Come say hi if you see me, or us. And yeah, I was gonna be like, as always, thank you so much for joining. But I've not really done this before.
Much love.
Much love. Bye. But yeah, I guess.
We'll see
Thank you
you
for joining.
soon.
I'm gonna see you really soon.
Thanks everybody.
Bye.